What if I told you that you might be on the wrong path and be completely convinced that you're right? Jesus didn't say, perhaps few will find it. He said, few. And that word should bother people much more than it does. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do it now, because here we don't preach religion. We ask questions that most people are afraid to answer. Click subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with me until the end, because what comes next will move you. But when you get home, it all comes back. The same thoughts, the same habits, the same struggle, and then comes that voice, soft but cruel. You'll never truly change. You know what you need to let go of. You don't need anyone to explain it to you. You already know, but it continues to hold on. Maybe it's an addiction you hide from everyone. Maybe it's a pride you call self-esteem. Maybe it's a relationship you know isn't good for you, but loneliness scares you more than the mistake. Maybe it's comfort, the safe zone, the life you built and are afraid to lose. And in the midst of all this, you keep repeating, I believe, I pray, I am a Christian. And that's when things get serious, because Jesus, in the same sermon where he speaks of the narrow gate, says something that most churches prefer not to read aloud. He says, Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, and I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Many, not atheists, not those who have never heard the gospel, those who prayed, those who prophesied, those who did things in his name. And yet, the door is closed. This needs to stop us. Someone you know is silently going through this same struggle. The like helps this video reach that person. And in the comments, answer me just one thing. Have you ever felt like you were on the right track, but something inside told you otherwise? Write yes or no. I read them all. It's not about being baptized, tithing, leading a cell group, or playing in the worship band. These things can be good. They can be part of the journey, but they are not the door. And do you know what the biggest danger is in focusing on them? You can do all of that and use those very things as an excuse not to change what really needs changing. Religion can become a shield, a place where you feel justified on the outside, while on the inside nothing truly changes. Jesus did not say narrow is the doctrine. He said narrow is the gate, and a door is a passageway. It's the moment when you decide what goes with you and what stays behind. To be squeezed, to be tense. It's not a small door by chance. It's a door that was made that way on purpose. Why? Because you don't go into it carrying everything. Think of an image with me, a really narrow door, and you're trying to get through with a huge backpack on your back. What happens? You won't get through. Not because the door is closed, not because you're not welcome, but that's because you're carrying too much. And Jesus is there on the other side saying, you can come in, but not like this, not with all this. The problem isn't understanding that. Everyone listening to me now understands. The problem is letting go. So let me ask you directly, what's in your backpack? What is it that you know you need to let go of, but haven't let go of yet? You don't need to answer me now, but you do need to answer yourself. Because most people who are going to watch this video will get this far, and you'll know exactly what it is. It will have a name, an image, a person, a habit, a thought, and you'll feel that tightness in your chest that confirms it, and that. Most people know, but he doesn't choose. And so another year passes, another New Year's Eve with a promise, another fast, another conference, and the backpack remains the same size. In truth, no filter. There are people listening to this video who have been trapped in an addiction for years, and every week they ask for forgiveness, and every week they relapse, and they don't even feel the guilt like they used to, because guilt has become routine. Some people are in relationships that clearly aren't from God, but loneliness hurts more than regret, so they stay, and justify it, and pray about it. For some people, the problem isn't scandalous sin, it's pride. That subtle pride disguised as personality, the kind that prevents them from apologizing, the kind that prevents them from humbling themselves, the kind that prevents them from admitting they're wrong. For some people, the problem is comfort, the life you've built, the secure job that distances you from your calling, the routine that leaves no room for true God, only for Sunday religion. For some people, the problem is fear. Fear of change and losing what you have, fear of letting go and being left with nothing, fear that on the other side of the door, There will be nothing waiting for you. And that fear paralyzes you. It keeps you exactly where you are, your hand on the doorknob, staring at the door, knowing you need to go in, but unable to let go of what you're carrying. I need you to understand one thing right now. This is not a sign of weakness of character. This is humanity's oldest struggle. Paul, the greatest apostle who ever lived, wrote, "The good I want to do, I don't do. The evil I don't want to do, that I do." Paul, the man who planted churches, wrote half of the New Testament, was imprisoned, stoned, and yet did not stop. This man wrote exactly what you're feeling right now. So it's not about you being too weak to enter through the narrow gate. It's about you not having made the real decision yet. Because there is a huge difference between wanting to change and decide to change. Desire is emotional. It happens in worship, during praise, when the music plays and your heart aches. Deciding is different. Deciding is when you get home after church and do things differently than you always have. Deciding is when temptation appears and you choose the pain of saying no instead of the pleasure of saying yes. Deciding is when you look at your backpack and start taking something out. Not all at once. One thing, first thing, the one whose name you already know. Waiting for me to fail you. Waiting to confirm that you're not good enough. He's on the other side and calling. The narrow gate is not a punishment, it's protection. It is God saying, "What's in that backpack is destroying you, and I don't want to see you destroyed." He doesn't want to take things away from you just to see you suffer. He wants to take things away from you so he can set you free. There is a huge difference between a door that excludes and a door that filters. The narrow door is not closed to you. It's open. She was always open. What doesn't fit isn't you. That's what you're carrying. And today, right now, at this very moment as you listen to me, you can start to let go. You don't need to solve everything today. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you need to take the first step. And the first step is honesty. Honesty with God. Be honest with yourself. "Sir, I know what I need to let go of, and I'm afraid, but I want to go through that door." This is just the beginning. Not the arrival, the beginning. And God honors beginnings. Before you close this video, stop, breathe. And do me a favor. Go to the comments now and write just one thing. What do you need to leave behind to go through that door? It can be a word. It can be a phrase. You can be anonymous in the comments if you need to. But write, because something powerful happens when you let out what was only inside. And if this video reached you today, it wasn't by chance. Someone you know needs to hear this. Send it now. Without thinking too much, just send it. Hit the like button too, because that simple gesture helps this video reach someone who is silently going through the same struggle, without the courage to ask for help. You could be the reason that person finds the door today. And look, the video that's playing on the screen right now, it's about something Jesus said right after all of that, something that most churches pass by far too quickly. And that could be the missing piece you're still looking for. Click there. I'll see you on the other side.